Hey, what's up, everyone? Good evening. Welcome to a new podcast episode of the Daily Mind. Back again after, I guess, one day off. It doesn't hurt to have at least one day off. I told you I don't do the show every day. I like to have a little bit of spacing in between. Kind of keeps the show, desirable in a sense, get people waiting for a little bit. Plus, I have a life. I can't quite do an episode every single day. Not like I don't want to, but it also prevents burnout. You know what I mean? Like, because when I started the show again, I did an episode every day. Then I realized I couldn't do it and all other stuff. But it's good though. It's good. Yeah, we're back. We're back, Mario. We're back. I told you I got an episode today. I got a funny one. I'll get to it in a minute. Other than that, I got 3 more episodes until I reach number 400. 400 episodes I have done already in the past 2 years, and about roughly 15 to 17 of them, I think so far, has been streamed on TikTok already. The first week, 9 consecutive episodes, 10 episodes done in a week. The show is expanding pretty fast. In fact, in case you haven't noticed, or one of my last posts, I have now have a YouTube channel for this podcast called the Daily Mind Podcast, and it's going to have all the streams, or for what I've started so far, saved on there. So in the event that you do forget or you don't, miss the streams, they're gonna be on that page. So follow me on YouTube. Look up the Daily Mind Podcast. Easy to find. You're gonna find the first introduction episode that I've done on here and the first official episode that I've done on here. And there's more to come. Again, please be patient. It's a lot of All right, Mario said I subscribed on Chrissy's YouTube page. I don't have one. Okay, no, that's cool. That's cool. I know you don't do too many social medias and shit like that. Understandable. As long as you got it, that's all good. I do appreciate it. Again, it's on to a slow start. It takes a lot of time to upload those videos because it's a lot of it's data heavy. I mean, at least 1 to 2 gigs of these streams, especially now that these episodes are going over an hour, 2 hours. So I'm going in order. For when I started the very first streamed episode, I'm going to load them little by little, one by one, maybe 1 or 2 a day. So again, for those who are now starting to watch the episodes, you can go to my YouTube channel. You're going to start seeing these streams on there. They came out pretty damn good. So hopefully you enjoy. Tell your friends. The show is rapidly expanding in such a quick hurry. And that's thanks to, putting the show on TikTok. Again, I was not a really big fan of TikTok at first. I thought a lot of the crazy stuff, the challenges, I thought it was like really bad juju. I thought it was all just crazy. What the hell is that, Mario? What? Oh, whoa. What? I don't know what you just posted there. That's, all right, anyway, so, yeah, the show is expanding. So, hey, Chrissy, I don't know what he just posted there. You gotta go talk, you gotta talk to your man. I don't know. He's got something going on about, eggplants. Maybe he's got an obsession with eggplants or something. You might want to talk to him about that. But again, the show is rapidly expanding, and that's a good thing. Again, if subscribe on the YouTube page, and everything is good to go. Now, today for me was pretty easy. It hasn't rained out here in like weeks since we had Helene come through here. The weather has just been off the chain sunny. The only problem is a lot of these cars are getting dusty. I have to go take my car to the car wash, and all that other cool stuff. But today was it was busy, productive, but nonetheless, not too taxing. Anyway, tonight's episode is actually inspired by my niece and my sister-in-law, who was on the last episode. They was giving me a lot of ideas, and Chrissy's laughing. They were giving me a lot of ideas, and one of the ideas that came up was the TSA. So my sister-in-law used to work for TSA, and the last episode I was talking about some bizarre things that was found in hotel rooms, and I read like countless stories and testimonies from hotel staff and guests on some of the most bizarre things. Like there was one where somebody found a tub of turnips. There was another one with the 20 used dildos, and then there was other countless crazy things that people have found in hotel rooms that I didn't think was possible. Again, it was also inspired by my visit to the Baymont Hotel, where I found a dead roach, handprints on the backboard of the bed, and then some mold in some places. And yeah, it was awful. So all that inspired that. Oh, you said Kia for life? Yeah, man. People people shit on Kias in the past, but even you shit on me about Kias, but now you see that they're actually pretty valuable in a sense. They're actually really good cars, though. My car's been running for a long time, and I had no major issues with it. Knock on wood. So hopefully, it still keeps pushing. Though, as much as I want to trade it in for a Telluride or a Carnival, I'm not ready yet. I don't want to. Me and this car have a lot of history. We've been everywhere with this car. All right, bet. So tonight's episode. No, the Baymont Hotel does not get 5 stars. Absolutely not. I don't even want to give that shit 3 stars. That was just horrific. And unfortunately, we couldn't find any other hotel at the time. It was just downright awful of a place. I would not recommend. 0 out of 0. Would not recommend to anyone. At least that location. I don't know about other Baymonts, but I know for a fact that one I will never go to again. Absolutely not. Now, tonight's episode is about things that are found in the airport. That's right. I'm going to talk about and go through some stories about the TSA and some of their things. Now, of course, I'm not endorsing the TSA, anything like that. I'm not doing that. It's just simply some of the things they find. Because let's be honest, we all go through the pre-check flight thing, go through the gate. Some of us kind of breeze through it depending on who you are and what ID you have. But, like, nobody wants to have to take all this shit out. Unfortunately, after 9/11, the TSA was created. And now they have a whole new way that sometimes take a long time or what, depending. And then we have to take all our stuff out. And then some people do take out some really questionable things out their bag. And it's just sheer embarrassment. The only instance, let me see. So you said you didn't rate it, but I don't know. You're going to say like a 10. No. I didn't rate it. No, you talking about the Baymont? No, the Baymont is... Okay, let's out of the 10 for the Baymont, if this is what we're referring to, a 4. And that's just being generous. That's being generous. What's this? My dog. Who is that? I mean, the Tishman. I don't know who you are, but stick around. It's going to be fun. All right, so I've looked up lots of for because they have a bed. Shit, barely. It was a used bed. I don't know what they were filming in there, but it had handprints on the damn backboard. I don't know. Maybe that person gave it a 5 because, that whatever. Anyway, so I found a lot of lists and stuff. We all know about the TSA, you know what I mean? They replaced a lot of private screening companies at the time. 9/11 happened. Department of Homeland Security came together, created the TSA. Like, again, it's a decent job. Anybody that worked for the TSA, shout out to you guys. I know it's got to be the most stressful fucking job out there is to work for the TSA, especially during the summer and the holidays. And as a matter of fact, we're coming around the holidays now. People are traveling a lot more than the past few years, obviously. It's a lot of work. So if you work for the TSA and you're sitting here watching this and you're typing on the bottom, shout out to you, man. You guys deserve it because I can imagine some of the shit that you guys see come through your airport. I can only imagine. All right, so without further ado, I'm not going to go through the history of the TSA. I think we know what they're about, how they got here. Let's find out what some of the stuff they found. I remember the TSA. You tagged the TSA in it. Yo, they're going to find me. So I remember I had one instance with the TSA. And they kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Not like that. Not in the private room. No. They made me miss a flight, though. Somehow, it was in Florida about a few years ago. I want to say sometime between 2015, 2016, I think. I went through the gate. They pulled me aside. And they have, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but they have a device or something that wipes your hands. And I don't get any ideas, but they wiped my hands and they found what they consider some sort of a residue on my hands. They had to put me to the side. Mind you, my flight is leaving like soon, like not minutes soon, but just soon enough. And they had to like take me in the room, wipe my hands. They had to put it through the machine, find out what the residue was. They couldn't find anything. And that's it. Now me, I have sometimes sweaty, clammy palms. So yeah, I was mad as shit. Dude, I had to pay like another $300 just to get back home. I kid you not. It really, it didn't make my day. So they didn't find any crazy residue because they looked for like powders or any sort of substances on your hands. It was just, I have clammy, sweaty hands sometimes, and it might have just been excess sweat. So needless to say, I missed the flight, had to pay for another flight, and that was it. Ever since then, I was a little bit salty about the TSA, but the most recent airport, whatever trips I've had, hasn't been too bad. But now, shout out to the TSA if you're watching this. Again, you guys go through a lot of shit. Now, I found BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed has been providing me so much humor and content with these episodes. So I got 27 stories of things that the TSA found. I can only imagine. I remember they found crabs in somebody's bag. I'm talking like crustacean crabs. There was another where they found a cat. Someone smuggled a cat somehow into the country. I don't know what that country's pre-check is, but when it came to like the States, they found a cat in the bag. I don't know, like some sort of Dr. Seuss shit, the cat in the bag. So I think it said 27. It says the TSA, all right. The TSA agent opened my bag and I went absolutely beet red. People are sharing their wildest encounters they had with the TSA agents, and they range from hilarious to infuriating because, again, like me, I was mad as shit because it was like, what are you guys checking for? My flight, and there's nothing they can do about it. It's kind of like, we got to do our job. I'm sorry you missed your flight. Have a nice day. All right, bet. So, first story up. There's a lot of stories. Whoa, okay, here's one. No, where's the stories? All right, here we go. Number one, all right, now there's a lot of stories, and please, if you're watching this, please share this as well as tell me what some of the things that that they found in your bag, that you don't got to be incriminating yourself. However, though, give me like a short TSA story, whatever the case is, and yeah, I'll probably laugh at you. All right, number one. In Houston, I had a pack of pens in my backpack. It was held up for over 30 minutes because the TSA said they were poisonous blow darts. I don't understand how you can't tell the difference between a blow dart and a pen. I mean, they're pointy, yes, but I mean, they're colorful. No blow dart is going to be colorful. So I don't understand how you got pens and that mixed up. I mean, that's probably a lot worse, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to come across a lot worse. Number two, I was on a global health trip in India during medical school. Now, one of the required medical equipment items they told us to bring was a speculum. When I was going through security in Delhi, again, India, one of the TSA agents, a woman, pulled me aside and went through my medical bag, pulling out the speculum and waving it around, asking me what it was. I calmly explained to her that it was used for vaginal exams. And she quickly put it back. It was unused at least. So the woman, like, she pulls it out, the speculum, it's to kind of open you up. And she's waving it around kind of like when you go to a supermarket and you have some sort of a cream for a certain part of your body. And of course they go on the PA and they wave it up in the air like, hey, whose fucking Vagisil is this? That's kind of what happened there. Just kind of waving around like, hey, what's this? Blah, 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 blah. I would have been embarrassed. I would have been infuriating. First of all, that person should probably be a little bit more educated about certain things. But, how many people actually seen a speculum? You understand what I'm saying? It's used for female exams. So, of course, ladies who go to gynecologists and stuff like that, you probably know what a speculum is. Some of us guys, we've never seen it because it's not for us. So we've never seen it. But I can only imagine the sheer embarrassment with that. I would have been pissed. I would have been absolutely mad. Plus, I don't even know if this person missed the flight. Like me, I know I missed my flight. This person, maybe they might have gotten through. Number three, I got stopped in France for an apple. I made it all the way through security and they didn't stop me until I'm at the door of the plane. They took everything out of my bag. And even after they pulled out the apple, you said, don't use it dry. What, you talking about the speculum? You're not supposed to. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like lubed up or something. Even after they pulled out the bag, they told me I had a minute to pack it back or to pack it back in, or I couldn't get on the plane. And they let me keep the damn threatening apple. Okay, look, listen. This is important, okay? If you're coming from a foreign country, it could be anywhere, all right? And you're flying to the United States, you cannot take any food off of that plane, period. The reason why is that, let's say, for example, you're flying from Paris, all right? All the food on the plane was loaded in Paris by like a Sky Chef's kind of deal. All that food originated in Paris. None of that shit comes off the plane at all. And it's only because that food was not FDA inspected at all. That means none of that food came to the United States and was inspected. More than likely, you might end up bringing a food here that's not USDA inspected, and you never know what that may have. It may have an invasive species and whatnot. There was a woman who basically, she came from somewhere overseas. She took an apple off the plane, and she was fined $500. When you bring stuff into this country, you got to go through customs and all that shit. You're not going to claim an apple through customs. First of all, they're not going to allow you because it hasn't been FDA inspected. It hasn't been USDA inspected. Don't take food off the plane from a foreign country. You will get fined if you get caught. So if you want to like bring that special English banana, pause, you better eat that shit. Don't put that in your pocket or anything like that. It's not worth getting hemmed up over a very special banana that you claim is special when it's just like any other fucking banana, except it's not USDA inspected. So some TSA agents or whoever might freak out because you bought a foreign apple, but if they're trained right, they'll know how to handle it. But I don't know, message me. I am his manager. I honestly will say, like, you're pretty much like my designated manager, Mario. Like, honestly, you've been doing the promotions. You've been keeping the traffic in. You helped me get the ban lifted. I truly think that when they banned me that very first week, for whatever fucking reason, I felt like you somehow helped with lifting that ban. So I would say, yeah, you are definitely the honorary manager of the Daily Mind podcast. I kid you not. And if you're joining right now, again, I was promoting the YouTube channel for the Daily Mind podcast. It is under construction. Content that I've been streaming on TikTok will be uploaded slowly. It's a lot to upload, so bear with me if you've missed any of my streams and you're new to the podcast. And of course, it's on Spotify. You can listen to it and all that stuff too. All right, accept my promotion. I'm gonna get you more views. Okay, shit. How do I accept the promotion? Do you send it to me? Does it in a message or how does it work? So let me know how, and I'll accept the promotion for sure. All right, number 4. A few years back, I flew a couple states over on Valentine's Day. Let me see. Okay, yeah, I think you just sent me a picture. I got to get to it after the stream. It says, a few years back, I flew a couple of states over on Valentine's Day to visit my girlfriend from the weekend. Now, given the short trip, I only took one duffel bag with a couple changes of clothes. The rest of the space was filled with traditional Valentine's Day garbage. A box of chocolates, teddy bear, a card, a very strappy, complex piece of lingerie, and some BDSM tools. I've been worried about traveling with BDSM equipment and had looked thoroughly online to make sure everything was okay to bring. It was, but of course, I got stopped for it. Listen, people, whips, probably. Listen, look. We know we got some freak party people that are probably watching this, listening to this, whatever. Again, everybody, I'm not kink shaming. All right, you're gonna bring that type of toy, you better believe you're probably gonna get stopped because especially like Nazario, that man is the ultimate freak man. Oh man. But no, some of them got spikes on them, the chains, they could kind of look a little suggestive going through the machine. I'm gonna tell you right now, you want to travel with that shit, you better off like, I don't know, going to buy it at your destination or something, but then you got to travel with it back. You got to be very, very careful. Now there's more to that story. It says, I think it's worth noting that I, myself, am a relatively small female, and the young male as a TSA agent that opened my bag was absolutely beet red as he slowly pulled out a series of increasingly large strap-ons, handcuffs, lingerie, and bejeweled collars that said bitch on it. I'm surprised they didn't say daddy. Like that dude from Dodgeball. It says, to his credit, the search was quick. He repacked everything nicely for me and said, Happy Valentine's Day. Have a great weekend as he released me. I laughed the whole time. Think of how much of a straight face as a TSA agent, how much of a straight face of professionalism that you have to find sex toys inside someone's bag. Now, how would you handle that? Like, how would you handle, okay, you're a TSA agent, you pull out a very rainbow color phallus type item and a whip. How would you react to that? Like, what would be your reaction? I give it up to the TSA. I don't, You said you use it? Hey, yo. I'd use what? Whoa. Did you not hear what I described? I said basically a dildo or a whip. Which one are you using here? Chrissy, get your man. Get your man. All right, number 5. All right, I'm an elementary school teacher, and I was bringing some of my childhood books back to the classroom. It was an entire carry-on just full of picture books. I got stopped by security, and they didn't believe me when I told them that the only thing in there was children's books. One guy said they were going to have to search every book for knives, but the guy helped me, waited until he walked away, shook the top couple of books, and told me to have a good school year. What? What the hell does that have to do with the... Oh, okay. Well, that's not the worst thing. Oh, Augie, thank you for the love, man. I'm enjoying all the likes. Thank you. Tell your friends. Share this. Promote it. I do appreciate it. Just keep sending them. Thank you. That one wasn't exactly... Yeah, that's just nice of the TSA. Yeah, I guess. Like I said, they're human too. But they also have a job to do. They can't, like... You know what I mean? It's a case-by-case basis. It's circumstantial how they, handle things. But the professionalism, because people bring a lot of weird things with them on the flights, and you just got to be professional. If I was a TSA agent, I would laugh at everything. I will laugh at everything, period. Number 6, when I turned 16, a friend of mine gave me some mint-flavored lubricant as a joke for a Secret Santa. Unfortunately, it leaked all over my school bag. Mint-flavored lubricant. All right, anyway. It leaked all in my school bag. And I had to throw the bottle away as it was broken and there was lube everywhere. Why does this sound so familiar? Not me. I cleaned it up when I got home, but not as well as I thought. Now, months later, my family and I went on a holiday and I used the bag as hand luggage. I never got stopped, but this time I got flagged by security who made me empty my bag. Now, they did multiple swabs of the inside to look for drugs or anything else in there that don't belong in there. And then after having their supervisor take a look, questioned me in front of my family. Now, I had to confess that it wasn't an explosive liquid, just good old minty fresh lube. I've never seen my parents look quite so horrified. Just imagine you have to tell what that stuff is in front of your parents. Now your parents going to think you're like some sort of freak off. They're going to, yeah, that would burn. It would burn. Mint flavored lubricant? You're not supposed to be eating lubricant. Like, how mint? Listen, I'm not king shaming. If you're into that type of stuff, please explain to me mint flavored lubricant. I don't do freak party shit like that. I'm trying to figure life out with this podcast. Who the hell is using mint flavored lubricant? If you're a brave soul using that, please comment on the bottom. Thank you. All right, number 7. Once I was flying home after being in the hospital. Now, I still had a feeding tube. I was comatose, long story. And hospital staff had just tied it shut because I had to wait a month until it could be removed without surgery. Well, it's pretty common thing for fluid to accumulate, not sure why. The tube protruding from my gut set off the body scan thing. This is at the airport. They must have thought I was carrying liquid explosives or whatever, because a lady TSA agent took me into the room and said she had to open the tube to check what liquid was inside. She untied it and all this foul belly button smelling liquid spurted out all over her shoes. You'd think they'd be more careful if they actually thought it was, a kapow. They couldn't get me out of there fast enough. Oh my God. Listen, if the TSA agent would have just, I know they were doing their job, but if they would have just taken a second to listen to what this woman says, this could be kind of a biohazard. Let me explain what it is before you sit there and touch it. TSA, now they wear gloves. Okay. They've touched all types of things. So that's disgusting. I would have been so mad. Got out of there all over my shoes. That's a biohazard. I would have just hey, I need to call out for the rest of the day. I can't do this. I got somebody's belly button juice all over my shoes. I need to get up out of there. God damn it. Number 8, apparently when I was about 3 years old, this is another story, by the way, I caused a fuss at an army air base in Germany. Ooh. We were heading to the UK and I had with me this little red toy suitcase full of crayons and paper. Now it was covered with cute stickers, but being a carefree 3-year-old, I left it on the floor somewhere and wandered off. Alarms started going off. Soldiers with guns and security people were belly crawling towards the suspicious abandoned bag. And my mother had to go get it while yelling, "Sorry, this belongs to my daughter." So the mom's freaking out. They found this bag. Now, mind you, this wasn't at a regular airport. It's an Army air base. Now, Army air bases, they still got to adhere to TSA rules. They have what they call space-safe flights that military can go and fly with families and stuff. Sometimes they're free flights. They don't exactly take you where you need to go, but it'll get you close enough. So, of course, they're freaking out about this bag and shit. You know, I mean, it's an Army air base. Yes, they do follow TSA rules. Exactly. Yes, the Army, the Air Force follows TSA rules. They got to go through the same TSA, everything, regardless. Government agency, yes. They're both government agencies, but they still have to adhere to the rules. All right, so that's not, well, that was the end of that story, but just you can imagine the panic. You know what I mean? And this is obviously probably after 9/11. So, yeah, the rules changed for pre-check inspections when that day happened. Immediately. The Homeland Security was created immediately. TSA, any company that was in charge of airport security was gone that day. TSA took over that. Number 9. All right, this is a woman actually with big breasts. I have a fairly large chest, 42 triple D. Damn. To be exact, and every stinking time when I do the stupid body scan, the extra heat these things give off always make it so. Oh, where are you at? Where are you at? I have to go through a full body pat down. They always ask if I want a private room. And I always say no. She says no to the private room. Just because it cracks me up how hard they have to work to get underneath. I keep these babies pretty strapped down. Well, one time the poor lady they had pat me down was super short. She maybe came up to my armpit. I laughed when I saw her and said, "Good luck, poor girl." I definitely gave her a workout that day. So you got the short TSA lady trying to get up under there, but there's a lot happening in the front. She said they give off a lot of heat. Whoever is with this woman, yo, praise. That's a lot. 42 triple Ds? Oh, shit. All right, D, man. You said this is really your happy place. Love to see it because at work you be stressed the fuck out. I do. Listen, but no, look. I've gotten better at work. Ever since coming back from overseas, I've gotten better. I have a better handle. I'm not crashing out at work. People, I work in a very stressful environment. Like I said many times before, this is my happy place. I look forward to doing shows, okay? I look forward to doing shows. My wife works late. So that gives me an opportunity to do the show before she shows up. And then by that time, I'm going to bed. But no, you are absolutely right, Tay-D. I used to I used to crash out. But yeah, you got to understand, like, you know where we work at. It's just, you already know. Mario, this is his getaway. Any issues with the streamer, contact me. I'm the manager. This is my official manager. He's definitely my manager. But nah, Mario, Tay-D, man, he's one of the coolest people I work with, man. Straight cool dude. We're both on that no nonsense shit. But yeah, he already knows, man. We crack up, and I don't know, he laughs when I crash out though. But when I crash out, that should be kind of funny. I'm not even gonna lie. It used to be kind of scary and concerning to some, but I gotten better. Number 10, next story. When I was flying home for college and went through a body scanner, I was pulled aside because I had something on my butt. Hey, yo. It was a Band-Aid from my birth control injection, and the spot was still sore the next day. They had to pat me down and double check it was, in fact, a Band-Aid. I felt humiliated about the time and still kind of pisses me off thinking about it. So what else can they possibly have thought was that on her butt? Like, I don't understand. What else can a Band-Aid look like? Because I'm trying to figure that out. Like, I'm trying to pick... I don't know. I think somebody was just kind of paranoid. They must have thought it was some sort of device stuck. Because it could be like that. It could be something super improvised. And they probably just thought, and they just look, it's a Bart Simpson Band-Aid or some shit. I don't know. But I'd be mad too. Shit, especially that shit's on my ass. Now you got to look at my ass and it has a Band-Aid on it. Number 11. I had surgery on my wrist 2 days prior going back to college in my freshman year. My mom flew with me and we had all the medical notes and letters from my surgeon. I was still in the post-op splint, not a full hard cast yet. The TSA agent pulls up aside and says she has to check inside my splint for explosive residue or something else, and he attempts to shove a thingy they use into my splint. Oh, god damn, that had to hurt. I am sorry to hear that. Refusing to listen to my mom. I was on hardcore painkillers since I was only 2 days post-op. Oh, Marion, remember when you... Oh, yeah. The wrist thing. Yeah, I remember. It was about the first year we met. And, yeah, like... Yeah, that's you had that shit on for a minute, but I can only imagine. You did take trips with that. All right, you said you scanned my cast. See, so now you already know. They scanned you while wearing that shit. Did they give you a hard time? They probably didn't give you such a hard time, but some of those other countries be sometimes they be worse than the TSA here. Sometimes, yeah. All right, let's see. It said eventually she gets noticed by a supervisor. Yeah, I bet they did. Yeah, they did give you a hard time. I told you. Spain and Italy, they're different. She gets noticed by a supervisor who actually reads my surgical report and the letter from my surgeon. Now the supervisor apologized extensively. Damn, my voice just cracked. As we were walking away, we hear the supervisor shout, "Go to the office right now." Hopefully their conversation made sure he actually read the notes from a doctor. So I think it's safe to say that TSA agent got in trouble for not paying attention to the surgical report of the passenger. Because let's say, like you, Mario, for example, you had the broken wrist. You get special instructions from your doctor when it comes to how you go through security. Now, again, this was you going to Spain. So this is a whole different story. They don't follow, like, they have their own TSA more or less, but like they do shit a little bit more crazy. But people, if you have an injury or something like that, get a special note from your surgeon, your doctor, so that you don't get hassled. Like if you're wearing some sort of metal brace, something beeps, you're not getting hassled for it. It's just, hey, listen, I got a note. Listen, we can make this easy if you read this note and see that I have something on me that is going to beep, obviously. Let's not make this any harder than it needs to be. And then you just move on from there. But yeah, that person got cursed out, by the supervisor. Needless to say, hopefully that person didn't get fired. But all it takes is you just to read notes, people. Just read notes. All right, number 12. When I moved from Toronto to Vancouver, I was on a 6 a.m. flight. I got stopped while they searched for an unrecognizable electronic device in my backpack. It was my vibrator. That poor TSA woman. People, listen, I'm not king shaming. You guys already know this. Yes, something was buzzing, and it wasn't a pager or a cell phone. It was a vibrator they found in the bag, and the TSA woman seen this. Luckily, they wear gloves though, because that thing's been places it shouldn't. Well, it should be because that's where it goes, but it shouldn't be in somebody else's hands with gloves unless you're into that kind of freak shit. I don't condone it. Sorry, Diddy. Cassie, thanks for joining. I appreciate it. And yes, Mario, the vibrator probably does have juice on it. I mean, it's probably the yeast of her problems. But anyway, number 13. At the Moroccan border with customs going through the trunk, one customs officer calls another over, then another one gets called over. Now, this is Morocco, people. This is the Middle East. They probably do shit way crazier than our TSA guys and gals here in the United States. Let's find out, though. One customs officer calls another over. Then another one gets called over. They're looking intently at something. In the end, I got over to ask what they were doing. I find them flipping through a picture book of Dordogne, where we had just been next vacation. Says the first customs guy with the grin. I answered their question about Dordogne and wineries. Our car is cleared and we drive to Morocco. What? What the fuck is Dordogne? Okay, people, I need you to look this up. Dordogne. Actually, I will do it myself because what the fuck is that? What's so special about that? And what is it that they were going crazy? Dordogne. I'm gonna look at this up right now. A rural department in France. Oh, it's a rural department in southwest France. Oh, it's a nice looking place. I guess they were looking at the travel pamphlets and shit and was like, oh my God, this place is nice. Man, do your job and let these people go, all right? You can easily Google this place and you can go yourself and plan a trip. I would have been like, okay, that's great. Put my shit back and let's go. Number 14. During the height of COVID, my mom had cancer and I flew out to take care of her during treatment. I was stopped at security because I had trace amounts of explosives on my phone. I'm a nurse and it was hand sanitizer, which I use 1,000 times a shift. Hand sanitizer is somewhat of a chemical. It is flammable. And it's common for nurses and doctors to have a lot of it. I mean, they wear scrubs and stuff, but they have to constantly keep washing their hands. They have to keep constantly putting hand sanitizer on. So I guess like with my hands, I didn't have hand sanitizer at the time, But going through the airport, it's going to come up as a residue. And of course, like, again, special notes. If you work in the medical field or if you're one of those people who just has surgeries and procedures done, bring a note, people. It will save you time. Bring a note. It'll help some, but you'll probably get somebody that's probably like, I don't know, because they haven't dealt with the situation. These agents they're there to do their job. However, they're not trained for every single thing. That's like a firefighter. They're trained to fight fires, but there are fires that perhaps they've never took care of before. That's super unique. Same thing with here. They're trained to find the basics. Some shit could get complex though. All right, number 15. I was traveling from work and tried to quit smoking at the same time. So I had a huge bag of Lifesaver wintergreen mints. Again with the mints. The size you get at the big warehouse stores. In my carry-on. Why would you carry all that on your carry-on? We're talking like Costco's, BJ, Sam's Club type mints. A whole big box. Okay, yes, Mario, what is this meat place you're talking about? This meat market? Is it where you live at right now? Or is it something like back at home? Because I remember you mentioned it one of the previous episodes. Is it back at home that it burned down? Damn, man. Maybe they might rebuild and relocate. It's possible. I mean, if they got the insurance to cover it. Oh, where you at now? Damn, I'm sorry to hear that. Like again, they might rebuild. They might have insurance. They might pop up again. Augie, I thank you so much. I applaud you a lot. You sent 10,007 likes, but I'm only seeing 4,000. Again, let me warn you guys with TikTok is that when you guys send so many likes in a rapid succession, they eliminate most of them because they think it's spamming. So I don't mind the likes. I appreciate the likes. However, try to send it sparingly so that those likes are not lost because, Augie, they think you're probably a spammer because I only see right now 4,000 likes. I'm not doubting that you sent them, but they probably eliminated them thinking that you're a spammer. So please, anyone watching this, send likes sparingly. We could get it up to 20,000. We could get up to 30,000. Just don't send them too fast. Best way to do it, get more people to watch the show, hit the like, so they can hit the like button, and we could get those likes up, though. I do appreciate it. Augie, stick around for the show. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, back to the wintergreen mints. And yes, 50K is the goal. Just don't send too many from one person, no. We got to get more people to watch some way, somehow, make it work. You know what I mean? All right, so this woman bought Lifesaver wintergreen mints, an absurd size of mints, in her carry-on. Now, it goes to say that I got pulled up by a TSA dude who wanted to know why I had so many mints in my possession. He didn't find it funny when I said, "Don't worry, sir. They're not the exploding kind of mints." But his supervisor standing nearby did. Oh, wow. At least the supervisor found it funny, but the actual agent did not. Listen, you have to use choice words when you're at the airport. You don't want to say the E word. You don't want to say, yes, that is a no word at an airport. I don't care how jokingly you are, and I'm a dark humorist. I will say some shit like that, but there's a time and place. You do not want to use the E word at an airport. You don't want to use the E word in any transportation hub or anywhere for that matter. You don't want to use that word anywhere. Even in a joking manner, just chill out. Yeah, that's how you get thrown in the room and cavity searched and all types of stuff. Number 16. Where am I at right now? I bet the show, like every show is an hour now, I'm sure. Right now I'm at 38 minutes. Years ago, when my now adult son was about 10 years old, he was stopped at a metal detector at the National Archives of Washington, D.C. Security went from DEFCON 10 code red. The cops at the entrance pulled him aside and would not even let me near him. They asked him to empty out his pockets. So the first thing he pulled out was some bottle caps, right? Harmless bottle caps. He's a kid. Then when they asked if he had anything else, he pulled out some nails. And this went on and on to the point where eventually he pulled out a metal top to a fence. Unknown to me, the kid had been collecting interesting trash off the street all day. And at the end, there was a pile of metallic litter on this table. Luckily, security had a great laugh about it and let him keep the junk. Why is your kid carrying pieces of fence in his pocket? Listen, kids, please let kids be kids, all right? Nowadays, a lot of kids are not like how I was growing up. This is a very digital, technical age where kids, they got screens everywhere, right? It's rare now to even find kids collecting bottle caps, marbles, baseball cards. I don't know any kid right now who is collecting any of that shit. None of it. But this kid, he was 10 years old at the time, collecting little things. Now, it said adult son. So, of course, this had to have been years ago before the cell phone. You know what I mean? This said when he was 10 years old. So, going back before phones and all that shit, when kids went outside, they went out and they were collecting bottle caps, all types of shit. And pieces of fencing. Sure. All right, number 17. Collecting fences. I had a menstrual cup in, and I was actively on my period, so it was nice and full. Oh, God. God. I got stopped because the full body scanner picked up an object inside of me. They had a female TSA agent come over, and she asked for consent because, again, they can't just go touch you. They have to give you an option to either let you go in the room. It's to your choosing. And, of course, before they touch you, they got to ask. All right. And I said, yes. She said, would you like to go behind the privacy screen? And I was like, no. Are you going to make me take my clothes off? And she offered again, and I said, no. And y'all, she got up there. Oh my God. She went cavity search, like up in there. It was extremely invasive, and I think she and I were both embarrassed by the time it was over. Moral of the story, go behind the screen. You had an option. You know they're questioning an intimate area. They give you the option to, hey, we're gonna have to do something. We're gonna have to touch a spot. Would you like to go behind the screen? Say yes. I mean, I know you got dignity and pride, and maybe they're not so trusting, but you see what happened here? She had a menstrual cup. They had to find out what was in there. The TSA agent had to go up in there, and then she felt embarrassed. You could have went behind the screen, and that would have been it. Go behind the screen. Hey, take the option, all right? No, especially if it's crowded. Do you really want to sit there and put a show to make a statement in front of everybody? And they sit there taking pictures of you even though they're not supposed to take pictures by the gate? I don't know. Okay, you prefer no screen. I mean, it depends. It depends. Now, some people are just more like, I'd rather have a screen. If they're going down and touching intimate parts, they're probably going to want a screen. But there's some brave souls like yourself and me that just say, hey, fuck it, I will take everything off in front of you and everybody. Just cover the kid's eyes, all right? I ain't trying to get locked up. No screen cavity search. I'm pretty sure somebody opted for that. They're like, man, we're going to do this right here, right now. It's kind of like I'm trying to make a point here. You want to take it that far? Listen, take everything off, go in. I don't even think they'll let you go that far there. They will make you go in that room. I don't think you making that statement will go very far there. They'll probably just tell you cover up or take you to the room or whatever. And then they'll probably think you're just being belligerent and crazy. All right, number 18. I went on a cruise ship once, and they sent my stuff through an x-ray scanner. About a minute later, the whole space was packed with special forces guys. The one pointed their gun at me and told me to put my hands up and slowly take my weapon out of my suitcase. Whoa, I was so confused, but I opened my suitcase and there was the weapon. It was a phone case and a brush. They said sorry and I went through. Mind you, I was 16 and a girl. I will never forget that one. How do you get the phone case and a toothbrush mixed up with a weapon? That must be one hell. Listen, they probably got that scanner from Temu. Shout out to Temu. And then, take that shit back. There's no way that could have been detected or even look like a weapon. There's no way. People, pay attention. Pay attention to the screen. Pay attention to the screen. Number 19. This happened recently. I had a pair of nipple clamps. Nipple clamps. I know I'll get to that in a minute. This happened recently. I had a pair of nipple clamps in my carry-on that I completely forgot about. Mario, they stole them from you. They probably did. I go through security and the TSA agent sees them and holds them up in the air to determine what they were. Come on, so they took the nipple clampings and was like, what's this? They know what it is. They've seen every item from A to Z come through that fucking airport. You mean to tell me you can't tell me what this is? I think they just wanted to make a show. Like, hey, whose nipple rings is this? Who's clamping is? You know damn well. And the agent was probably wearing them himself. He knows what they are. Come on now. He was holding them up in the air to determine what they were. I was dying. He then calls over another TSA agent to look at it, and they try to figure out what it is. And Mario, no, I don't own clampers, but I know a dude that I used to work with. I'll get to that story in a minute. I'll get to that in a minute. They try to figure out what it is. God damn, I'm thinking about the story I'm about to tell you. It gets spicy. I went to them. I want to tell them discreetly, but they're not listening to me. Then they then run it through the scanner again with a couple of other random items. He hands me the items one at a time and tell me that it's clear. I will never be able to go back to the airport again. They know what it was. There's no way. Now, back to the shit with the nipple clamps. This dude, we had a dude that worked with us, right? I'm not naming names. All right. We did height and weight. All right. Now, for military people who are watching, because it's always like one or two, when you do height and weight and you got to get taped, right? Like me, I'm kind of big around the waist. This is before they changed it to the new height and weight standards of testing where they just now do the stomach. But I have a small neck. Anyway, long story short, we had a dude that had to go and get taped. This dude took off his shirt in the room, the private room they had to do the height and weight and the taping. The dude had on his nipple piercing still. This is during PT hours that we had to do this height and weight, and he has on his nipple piercings, and he took his shirt off, and yo, from what the story I've heard, the room went silent. You can hear dust breathing. That's how silent that shit was, because he was still wearing the nipple piercings. And this dude, for what he tells me, I'm just gonna say he's an adventurous guy. All right, Mary, you said, I feel like they'll catch on the shirt and rip. Well, depending on how you wear them, I don't think so. I think a lot of those nipple piercings are designed so that they don't catch on like your bra, your shirt, or whatever. And it's funny because you could actually, like when he put the shirt on, you could actually see his nipple piercings in the shirt. I was like, when I heard that story, I lost it. I absolutely fucking lost it. All right, number 20. All right. Number 20, I flew as a kid and my mom packed cheese strings in my Lion King backpack. Now, my backpack got pulled from the scanner and a scary TSA agent asked 7-year-old me at the time if it was mine and ripped it open. Then she shoved it back to me all disappointed. It's cheese. TSA thought it was sticks of dynamite. How the fuck do you get string cheese mixed up with dynamite? People, it's a 7-year-old kid with a Lion King book bag. There's no way you could have thought this kid was carrying that stuff in a Lion King book bag. Do better. Do better. There's no way. I don't know. Again, like depending on the scanner, the TSA, the gate scanners have gotten more advanced over time. All right, maybe this could have been like back when they started the scanner machines, the screens didn't really like, I don't know. But I've seen these screens as of recent. They're pretty advanced and in depth. You know what I mean? Maybe this was a time where it was very easy to determine, very hard to determine what was what. You know what I mean? String cheese, dynamite. I guess in a tube shape, I guess they kind of look the same. I mean, they're gonna blow up in two different ways. String cheese is gonna make you blow up in the bathroom, and of course the other one is gonna, you get the idea. If you've seen enough Looney Tune cartoons and Roadrunner cartoons, you know exactly what it does. Number 21, I wore shorts, a t-shirt, sandals, and my backpack. I walked through the scanner, but an agent jumped in front of me and began tugging at my brace. It hurt. Oh, will I hurt you if I take this off? She wasn't going to ask. It had no metal in it, and I was already cleared, but she throws it back through the scanner and runs it again. She drops my brace and walks away. I complained to TSA and the airport, but I never got the response, and you're probably never going to. I would just get on that flight and leave. Some things just can't be explained, and some things are just not even worth, like fucking missing your flight over, so I just keep it going. If you fight them, you are not going anywhere. You are going to stay right there. You fight a TSA agent, you're going to become a no-flight risk. You're going to be a no-flight risk. You ain't going to be able to fly anywhere. You got to take Greyhound. And believe me, I did an episode on Greyhound, which I should do a TikTok version of Greyhound. Maybe Greyhound bus stories. These are things I think about. This is why the show is called The Daily Mind. I think about these things. People give me inspiring material. Because, again, this episode is inspired by my niece, Caitlin, who I'm surprised is not even on the show right now. She's usually on my shows all the time. But I guess she's probably busy. All right, number 22. My brother always had been into puzzles. When he was about 10 years old, he had a puzzle box in his backpack, a wooden cube you have to figure out on how to get inside. Now, the TSA agent pulled him aside and made him stand there and solve it to see what's inside. It was a pack of gum, because a 10-year-old would definitely have an explosive and a tiny ass puzzle box. You'd be surprised what you could pack in those things. So in order for the TSA agent to see this, there was no other way except the kid solving the puzzle. Can you imagine if it was a Rubik's Cube and this kid never used a Rubik's Cube and this kid cannot fly until the Rubik's Cube is complete? Come on now. Just imagine the sheer embarrassment behind this. I'd be, if I was that kid's parent, I'd be so fucking mad. I'd be like, you can't be this petty. It's a puzzle box. But again, the TSA has to be thorough and can't leave anything to chance, because you'd be surprised what people can bring onto a plane. You'd be surprised. All right, number 22. I used to have a travel jewelry box that was hard cased and rectangular. TSA pulled my bag and the lady asked me if I had a harmonica in there. I didn't realize harmonicas weren't allowed on flights. Well, if you think about it, a harmonica does look like a blade of sorts. It does look like a pocket knife. If it was going through the metal detector, the shape of the harmonica can easily be mistaken for one. That I can understand, okay? Now, it may sound absurd. It may sound ridiculous. But if you were looking at a harmonica through a screen, it looks very much like a pocket knife. So, and speaking of pocket knives, I know Swiss Army knives are removing the knives out of the Swiss Army knife. That's right. Yeah, they're making them more airline compliant. Too many people have gotten on with those things in the past. But now, of course, after, 9/11, and even up to this point, I'm surprised it took this long, they are removing knives out of Swiss Army knives. Just for the sake so that you can have one and you could get on a plane with it. But that kind of defeats the idea of it being the Swiss Army knife. It's no longer a knife if you remove the knife. It's just Swiss Army. Number 24. It wasn't the TSA, but I got flagged in Paris. The airport security made me take out all the items in my sling bag. They thought my Tinkerbell keychain was a weapon. Not the Tinkerbell keychain. Why that? Why not? Why the Tinkerbell keychain? People, unless it was shaped a certain way. Again, keychains come in many shapes and sizes. Some of them are shaped like potential weapons. I mean, that's not the craziest thing. Number 25. Maybe this one is. I was flying back from a trip with my parents, my uncle, and my cousin. We all had bought souvenirs because, who doesn't like to buy souvenirs? And my uncle had bought some jam to bring back to my other cousin. They confiscated the jam at security because it's apparently considered a liquid. Yes, people, it is. Jam is a liquid in a sense. All right, Mario, you said, look up Bad Dragon if you have time on this stream. I want to see your reaction. Well, do I simply, Google this? Because Bad Dragon... Do I Google it? All right, I'll tell you what. I'm going to Google it and see exactly what the hell this is. Better not be some weird-ass shit. Yeah, then go. They got a website. I'm afraid to even look at this right now because I know Jesus Christ. All right, let's see. I'm going to look up Bad Dragon, people, as I'm on here. They have a website. My producer manager is asking me to... Custom handmade fantasy sex toys and dildos. Bad Dragon is a sex toy company. God damn it, man. What the fuck? Why do you do this? I knew it was something crazy. I was like, let me pace myself. Let me pace myself because I know it's going to be something crazy. Let me ask you, are you ordering stuff from this? Some of them are crazy looking. I just closed it too. I want to see... Actually, goddamn, I'm gonna check Bad Dragon real quick. People, I'm taking a tangent. I'm gonna get back to the list, don't worry. This guy got me looking up freaky sex toys. Hold on. Bad Dragon. Let me ask you for real, are you ordering shit on there? Nah, just a funny thing to look at. That's what they all say. It's a funny thing to look at. Let me see what they got here, because this is crazy. Hey, Rad, if you're on this show, I think I found the perfect website for you. I think you might like this site. Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. Why is it shaped like that? What the hell is that? Why is it different colors? Yo, that's not even like real penises, though. That's like dragon, pit bull. Never mind, man. God, no, I'm done. Read the names of them, though. Dude, I just closed it. I'm gonna. Do I gotta open it up again? Hold on. This is the last time I'm dealing with this dragon shit. Let me see, cause these dildos have names. What was it? It's Bad Dragon, right? Is it Bad Dragon? Hold on, I gotta slide the puzzle. Give me a second. Because they're gonna try to cut off the stream. All right, slide the puzzle. I'm buying myself more time. Oh shit, I gotta try again. I can't mess this up, people. Hold on. Gotta slide the puzzle. All right, bet we got more time. I just bought more time. All right, Gilly, man. Hey, thanks for joining. I'm looking up crazy shaped dildos. That's not what the show's about, but Bad Dragon. What the fuck, man? Bad Dragon. All right, I'm gonna read really quick some of the names of these weird, unusual fucking items. What the fuck? Bad Dragon. All right, no, let me explain. So this episode is about things that the TSA find at the airport. Somebody on here is telling me to look up Bad Dragon, and I'm looking this up, and it's a website of sex toys that have very strange shaped toys of different names. Dude, I can't explain this shit. Like, I can't explain my way out of this. I am literally telling you this is what I'm seeing right now. I can't even show you because they're going to cut my shit off. What the fuck? What kind of name? These are like names from Lord of the Rings. These are like, why does these dildos have like medieval names? Yeah, you're right. I can't explain myself out of it. I'm done, man. I'm done. I can't explain myself out of it. Why am I even looking this shit up? Anyway. Oh my God. All right. So I read the story about the jam that they consider a liquid. Yes, a jam could be considered a liquid in a sense. It's classified as a jam. It's in a jar of a certain size. Bad Dragon. All right. Number 26. A friend from Guatemala and I were flying just before Christmas. Going through security, I was stopped and asked if I was transporting bags of blood in my carry-on. I was so confused and panicked for a split second. I regularly volunteer at a free clinic and had been asked to take lab work to a hospital for processing a few days before. Now, then I realized there's no way one of those tubes was in my bag. I hadn't even flown out since that day. So they showed me the x-ray screen, and it was Guatemalan coffee bags my friend had bought for me to give as presents. To be fair, they look like full blood donation bags. All right, now you asked me to look up Bad Dragon on Reddit, save it for later after the stream. I think you might be onto something. Maybe there might be an episode about kinks and sex toys. I think I could put that in the works. I think I could put that in the queue. Jesus Christ, what are you're opening up a rabbit hole that's too deep. Bro's on to something. He probably is. I'm telling you. He's like my manager. He gives me all these fucking ideas for the show. I think we need to do a show about sex toys. I think it's overdue. Believe it or not, I had that on the back burner for a long time. I never got to it. And what better way? Actually, I need to be careful though, because I know TikTok is kind of weird about these things. They thinking I'm promoting shit like that, but we'll find a way to weave through it. We'll put that in the queue, and then we'll fuck with it. We'll see what happens with it. All right, number 27 is the last one on this list. Reviews of toys. Wait a minute, hold now. Would TikTok allow me to review? I don't think they'll allow you to review certain shit, especially in those sex toys. You're definitely gonna get clipped if you're doing that. I don't know. Again, we'll work on the sex toy episode. They're like stories of you read them. I guess you can. Yeah, I think we can. I think we can work with that. All right, this is the last one on this list, and I'm gonna find another list. Hopefully something a little bit more raunchy, something a little bit more crazy. These were kind of tame, but funny in some cases. Number 27, I was on a business trip once right before Thanksgiving, and the office was having a potluck. My manager insisted that all of us traveling bought something to contribute. Now, I made cornbread and only had a carry-on. What I didn't realize is that the way I cut it up and packaged made it look like bricks of drugs. They made me open my bag to inspect it, and we had a good laugh. Jesus Christ. I mean, it's possible. Cornbread, drugs. Cornbread can be very addictive. Cornbread to me is drugs. It is very addictive. All right, Chris, you said you're going to come back to Distro and we can review them in the privacy of your own home. Bro, you know that's not going to happen. Absolutely not. I tell you what, you buy a bunch of toys. All right, Augie, real quick. It still has me at 4,000 likes, man. I don't know. Maybe they might have suspended the likes because they were coming too fast. But it still has me at 4,000. Now, Chris, back to you. I tell you what you can do. You can buy all the toys. Keep that shit where you are, right? Join in on the live. display the toys yourself, and we can have a laugh about these said toys, because there's no way in hell you're coming to my house to review sex toys. Absolutely not. All right, now the likes are going up. I think, Augie, Chris is hitting me with the likes. Again, people, don't like the show like really rapidly fast, because they're going to think you're spamming the show. So they're going to suspend the likes. So I bet, yeah, we probably did have like 10,000 likes, but the problem is they're coming too fast. So just kind of ease up on the likes. I appreciate it, but I don't want your likes to go uncounted. So that was 27 of that particular list. I'm going to find one more, read through the list, go through it, and then like we'll see where we go with that. That list was okay. I would have expected from BuzzFeed to be a little bit like crazy, but I mean, there's many lists that I've seen on here. Let me see. Okay, I got one. This one is a little dated. Or let me see. All right, I'm gonna choose a list, but I'm gonna choose a somewhat of a lengthy list, but not too long, because some of us, we got to go to work. You know what I mean? I can do this all day. This is like the highlight of my day, but I got shit I got to do too. 20 of the weirdest things. Let me kind of breeze through the list to see if any of this shit is worth reading. So let's see. What the fuck? Am I crazy? Is this gun? What? What the fuck? Hold on. Oh, okay, I'm reading this one. All right, this is from CNET. Now, this is back from 2016, but I think some of the shit on here is kind of weird. 20 weirdest items confiscated by the TSA in pictures. All right, you got pictures. I can't show you, though. But the first item they have on was that somebody tried to bring in a bag full of eels. Like a plastic bag that you put a goldfish in. They tried to bring eels on the plane. Like snakes on the plane, but it's fucking eels. Let me see. That's one of 20. Does it give me the story about the eels? Oh, yeah. There's an image of a plastic bag full of eels. The TSA confiscated the eels along with 163 tropical fish and 22 invertebrates. When a flyer attempted to smuggle them through security in a checked bag, the passengers surrendered all the animals to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. People, you cannot bring foreign animals into the country like that. Absolutely not. It's a hazard. And it's reckless. You can... All right, Mario, you said, what did they do after they confiscated them? Well, you got to think. These animals, they can't off the animals. Okay, you can't do that. They got to... I can't imagine what they do with all these animals. Smuggling all that fish, the fact that they survived the flight is amazing in itself. What they do with them, I guess they get a zoo or zoologist or somebody to come and get them, because they illegally smuggle fish, and you have to keep it out of our ecosystem, because some of the shit that you bring here could be invasive species. This is why, one of the main reasons why they don't allow you to bring fucking animals from overseas, because you can literally end up harming our ecosystem. We're bringing some weird ass shit over here. Next one here, they have a hidden weapon. A mess of modeling clay hides a loaded weapon wrapped in duct tape and hidden inside a computer. A passenger attempted to get this weird concoction through a checked bag at a Houston airport. Weapons allowed in checked bag, but only if they've been declared and are properly packed. And what looks like he did have it covered up in some like glue, and it's like sitting on the motherboard. I mean, nice try, but fuck no. This guy, somebody bought a mess. No, I've already read that one. A human skull. Yeah, somebody tried to smuggle a human skull. We're talking like Nicolas Cage, National Treasure type shit, Indiana Jones type shit. Smuggling human skulls in the airport is a no-go. This might look like the remnants of an archaeological dig, but it's actually a discovery made by the TSA while screening some clay pots at a Florida airport. People, yep, there it is. Florida again. Florida, man. Listen, is anybody that's watching this and listening to this, is anybody from Florida? I didn't think so. Nobody's going to admit that shit at all. The passenger in possession of the pots was unaware of the human skull fragments hidden inside. Now, quote, they said that the fragments weren't a security threat, but they slowed down the screening process because the screening area became a crime scene. Can you imagine you bring an artifact back from somewhere and somehow it has human bone fragments? This could be some shit you bought from like a flea market or an open market somewhere overseas. You don't know what's in it. And you go home and now you're on CSI JFK Airport or CSI Miami for real, because now you're inadvertently smuggling shit you didn't even know you had. All right. Somebody also tried to bring in batarangs. Yeah, those little Batman shaped like ninja stars. shaped like the Batman logo? Yes, people, those are weapons. Those are considered weapons. The TSA even subjects Batman to scrutiny. This pair of batarangs didn't get past the security agency despite being hidden in a carry-on bag. They're still considered knives that could be taken into the cabin of an airport. Yes, people. Batarangs are weapons. Whoa, Mary, you can't say that. Be careful with that. I get what you're saying, though. Somebody also tried to smuggle a gun belt buckle. You should think twice about your wardrobe choices before you board a plane. In the U.S., a Los Angeles passenger had to give up this novelty belt buckle because it looked like a small gun replica. A small gun. Now, replica firearms aren't permitted because they can cause alarm in the airport airline environment. Yeah, what do you think? Listen, even if there's not a weapon in that holster, people are going to take one glance at it and think, oh shit, there's a weapon in there. What do you think is going to happen? Why didn't you put that in your luggage? Why do you want to sit there and look like a U.S. You want to be a U.S. Marshal that bad? Go apply to be a U.S. Marshal. But right there, that's the type of shit that's going to put you on the no-fly list. Even if you don't have a weapon, it's just the idea, and I hate this term, perception of reality. Or reality. Oh yeah, I hate that shit. I hear it so much. All right, next one here. The whole enchilada. Wow, the TSA doesn't allow passengers to carry knives onto planes, even when those knives are merely meant to help in the consumption of a meal. This long knife was found tucked inside a foil-wrapped enchilada. Quote, while this was a great catch, the passenger's intent was delicious, not malicious. She was clear for travel. It's always important to double check your bag. So, listen, this woman was eating this enchilada en route to the airport. She bought her own knife, but she put the knife in the enchilada because, those things can be messy, delicious, and you got to cut them up. So she put the damn knife in there and think, okay, well, you know what? It's no big deal. They're going to think, but they didn't see it that way. They definitely saw a knife, wrapped in some shit, and not realize, I guess she explained to him, like, listen, I'm eating this. I use it to cut it up. That's all. And they let it go. Good on the TSA. Good on the TSA. What? A cannonball. How do you get a cannonball on the plane? How? Okay, you might be tempted to pack a souvenir cannonball into your luggage. Don't try it. The TSA confiscated this cannonball and an antique flare gun when a passenger tried to bring them on board in a carry-on bag. Where do you get antique cannonballs from? I really want to know where. People, if you find an antique cannonball, please let me know at the dailymindpodcast@gmail.com because I would love to know where the fuck you getting a cannonball from and how do you think you're going to get a cannonball on a flight? You might get away with it on Spirit Airlines, but you sure in hell ain't going to get away with it on American Airlines or United or any other of those major airlines. Spirit might let you fucking cruise with that. A cannonball on the plane. Oh, Jesus Christ. Ninja climbing claws. What ninja is on a plane, and why do you need ninja climbing claws on a plane? What the hell you think you are? What do you think this is like some futuristic Shogun type movie battling samurai and what is going on here? A not so stealthy ninja wannabe had these climbing claws confiscated by the TSA from a carry-on bag. People, put the shit in your luggage. Why are you putting stuff like this in your bag, in your carry-on? Future flying ninjas, take note. You can't pack your claws in your checked baggage, but you can't put them in your carry-on luggage. People, you just heard what he just said. Had this person had half the brain that I thought they had, they would have put the claws in the luggage bag. You wouldn't have put them in your carry-on bag. What is going on? What the fuck? Okay, cannonballs, ninja claws. What else is people putting on these fucking planes? What else are they trying to bring on these planes? A flogger. You really think you're getting on the plane with this? Ain't no way in hell. A 5-bladed flogger counts as one of the most unusual weapons ever confiscated by the TSA. If you're in a situation where you're going to need your floggers, then they'll have to be packed and checked baggage. But again, you got the opportunity to put it on the plane, just not in the cabin area. Put that shit in your fucking... If you travel and you come back with something really cool like that, put it in your luggage bag. You can do that. As long as it's not in an area where there are people and the pilots. That's why it's under the plane, because no one's under the plane when they're flying. At least I hope not. A grenade hitch. Grenades don't fly with the TSA, even when they're inert replicas. The security agency confiscated this hand grenade trailer hitch and reminded passengers that, quote, anything resembling a bomb or grenade is prohibited from both carry-on and checked bags. People, replicas are no-go. People will see this and be like, oh my God, that's real. The replicas are no-go. Put that shit in your fucking luggage under the plane. Oh, so this shit is real. Somebody bought a snake on a plane. Yeah, they did it. Somebody bought a snake on a plane. I can't believe it. The fact that that was even a movie is crazy in itself. Snakes on the plane. That probably inspired movies like Sharknado, B-Nado, God, all types of NATOs. All these stupid ass movies coming on because of snakes on the plane. All right, this might look like a really weird bagel, but it's actually a group of small snakes tucked into nylon stockings. Mario, the favorite scene is the girl in the bathroom. Are you talking about snakes on the plane? You know, I've never seen that movie, and it's probably for good reason. I'm picturing the girl in the bathroom with the snake. Never mind. Needless, I kind of picture. I might have to YouTube it. The TSA found. All right, Ben, man, what's going on? Welcome to the show. The episode that is playing right now is about things that the TSA find in the airport. Some of the stuff is crazy. Like this one here, somebody did find a snake on a plane. The TSA found the unfortunate critter stuffed into a traveler's pants, along with 3 small turtles. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service took custody of the animals and the rest of the passengers. Who the fuck is stuffing? He stuffed a turtle and snakes in his pants. What made you think that this was going to work? And yes, I can't wait for this weekend's podcast as well. And no, Chris, I've never seen snakes on the plane. I swear to God. I tell you what, I will make that my homework assignment. And Mario, you sure it ain't the smallest snake? No, he had snakes. Okay, Ben, you said it's the greatest movie. Is this movie that good, Snakes on the Plane? I know Samuel L. Jackson has that one famous line. I've never seen that movie completely. If it's on Netflix, let me know what streaming service it's on. I'll probably take a look at it this weekend because I've heard many things. Okay, I got one that said it ain't that good. Listen, I'll still take a look at it because it seems like the majority is saying that it's good. And I'm pretty sure it's a cheesy-ass movie but it's also realistic because you can find snakes on the plane. This dude had one in his pants. Not that snake. He had a real snake in his pants. So it's possible. Look, I'll take a look at it. I'll take a look at it. I'll make that my homework assignment. All right. Oh, I got one. X-ray pizza. Here's a positive story that appeared on TSA's Instagram feed. The photo shows a pizza preparing to go through the X-ray scanner at an airport in Philly. The pizza was not confiscated, so in case you were wondering, pie can fly. But think about it like this. That pizza just went through some radioactive scanner. You sure you should be eating that shit? I would have been, what? Listen, why? And I don't think it was Chicago-style pizza. I'm looking at a picture of it right now. The box says hot and fresh pizza. It's probably like from some generic pizza place. It doesn't look like anything special. But the fact is that this pizza was like, they put the pizza through the fucking scanner and that was it. Oh shit, Lamar, you made it to the show. Oh man, speaking of Philly, I just brought Philly up and you showed up right at the same fucking time. That is crazy. That is satanic witchcraft. So in case like you're just joining the show, I appreciate it. This episode is about weird TSA findings. Shit that TSA agents find in the fucking airport. In this case, this one was from Philly. They had a pizza go through the scanner. They had to do it. But the thing is, like, I'm pretty sure it's probably like radioactive pizza where if you take a bite, you'll become like a 5th Ninja Turtle or some shit. And you're sitting there fighting crime with a big ass rat. I'm not eating a pizza that goes through a scanner. Once it goes through the scanner, it's over. You can have it. Give it to the TSA agents. I'm not eating that shit. I'm not eating it. X-ray pizza. What? They found a bird on somebody's body. Somebody taped the bird, I think, to themselves. All right. A woman's bulky clothing triggered a TSA pat-down. Officers discovered these 2 birds wrapped in socks. I'm not eating that pizza. I swear to God. No. Would you eat a pizza that went through a TSA scanner? I know you would. I know. I'm not eating. I don't know. I don't know how much radioactivity is going through those scanners because it does use small traces of radioactivity to activate it. But I mean, a pizza going through it, that's crazy work. So this woman had 2 birds wrapped in socks and taped to the passenger's leg and chest. U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service officers arrested the woman on suspicion of smuggling and exporting an endangered species out of the United States. These people were smuggling fucking birds. Ooh, how did the bird survive in this woman's clothing is beyond me. And I'm glad you're back, man. Yeah, some people are in and out. I guess, a lot of things. Hey, I'm just glad you're back. Hey, stick around for a bit. Show's almost about halfway done, almost done. But I got some more stuff to read. So, yeah, they try to smuggle a bird out of the United States, an endangered species. That's a federal offense. You fucking around with endangered species that may potentially be federally protected, you can go to prison for that. I remember when eagles were on the endangered species list. I don't think they are no more. I know when I was growing up in school, that was always a thing. Like eagles were protected federally, which they are because they are a federal bird, right? But I don't think that they're fucking endangered anymore. Yes, hey, look, you just joined the show, Lamar. At some point, you can go live. Again, you follow me on TikTok, so again, there's going to be updates and shit like that. I always encourage somebody to go live, even if they stick around for a few seconds. Whenever you can, then just let me know. But yes, people, do not take birds onto your bodies, especially if they're in danger, even if it's a fucking parakeet. And we know parakeets are not fucking in danger. They're every goddamn where. Ah, yeah, for real. What the fuck? Somebody tried to smuggle a bottle of seahorses. What bottle of... All right, anyway, the TSA confiscated an oversized bottle of liquor from a flyer in Michigan who tucked it into her carry-on bag. Now, what's truly strange about the find is 5 dead seahorses inside the container. The TSA called in the local fish and game authorities to handle the discovery. Yes, I am also one of the biggest train fans. Yes, and Lamar as well. We're both into transit, and that's definitely... All right, it says share the live and taps the screen. Share the live. How can I share the live? Let me see. I don't know. I'm still... where do I share it to? I share it to Facebook? Sure, I'll share it to Facebook. Why not? Yeah, but this person tried to smuggle... Oh, it says my network is unstable, which I'm on Wi-Fi. Oh, you're telling them to share. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, definitely share the shit out of this thing. But yes, people, don't smuggle seahorses. Where are you getting seahorses from? I don't know. That's like somebody living in the Midwest smuggling seahorses. There's no fucking sea there. Unless you got a zoo that has like certain exclusive animals there. Okay, Petco. Okay, yeah. And no, I don't technically have a moderator, more or less. I think I do. I'm not sure. I have to go and see. But Mario is pretty much my manager. He helps with the ideas. He's kind of like the producer, and he puts the show out there as much as possible. He's part of the reason why the show is where it is now. But yes, people, don't smuggle. Yeah, definitely. You could be a mod. Hey, Lamar, if you want to be a mod too, absolutely. Yeah, filter out some of the dumb shit. You should have heard what this one dude asked of me last week, man. That shit was hilarious. That shit was dumb. His name was Jax or some shit. It was weird shit. All right, somebody tried to smuggle on... He said, I could be yours on Twitch and train operator. Yes, man, yes. I do have a YouTube page now. I just promoted it. It's the Daily Mind Podcast. It's fresh. It's new. It only has 2 videos on it. One introductory episode that I done on TikTok and a full-fledged episode. The very first episode I done on TikTok that was streamed. So, yeah, look it up, man, and I'll hook you up, and I'll see how about getting you guys to be moderators on the show. Next one here. Someone tried to bring a 3D printed gun. I mean, it's plastic, but, you can still get busted. Excuse me. The TSA confiscated this unusual replica weapon in August. The 3D printed revolver was loaded with live ammunition. Now, while firearms are prohibited in carry-on bags, you can pack them in your checked baggage as long as you meet the packing guidelines. Yes, people, you can bring stuff like this if you do it the right way. And yes, Bombardier for life, Mario. Unfortunately, they don't make trains anymore. They kind of went out of business, but they're making some of the best private jets out there right now. They are killing the private jet game. Shout out to Bombardier, one of my favorite companies I used to invest in. They don't make trains no more, but they only make planes, but that's a whole nother story. All right, this next one. Somebody tried to sneak on a lipstick stun gun. Yes, this bejeweled item may look like a tube of lipstick, but it's actually a stun gun. All stun guns are prohibited from being packed in carry-on bags or carried on your person. I mean, shit, you never know what could happen on a plane, but let's be realistic to a point. You're not a U.S. Marshal. You shouldn't be carrying anything like that. Only U.S. Marshals can carry weapons on the plane. I don't even think I've ever seen a U.S. Marshal on the plane. Sometimes they don't wear like uniforms. They wear plain clothes like you and I. And they have a concealed weapon. But I don't ever think I've seen one. Yes, a lipstick buzzer. Exactly. That's a weapon, people. A not so explosive vest. A check bag at Indianapolis International Airport set off quite a few alarms during the screening. TSA officers found 30 electric matches, a bag of potassium chlorate, and a bag of titanium powder in a suicide vest. Fortunately, this was not part of a terror plot. All the items were inert, and the passenger was an explosive instructor traveling with his training aides. Why would you... You know that you damn near shut that whole terminal down bringing this shit on there. I'm looking at a picture. It is extremely convincing. So this guy must have been like an instructor who goes to various law enforcement agencies and teach them how to find things like this. This is very convincing looking. Oh, hey, what's going on, Pabs? Thanks for joining. You're right on. Well, you're not on time. You're late, but thanks for joining nonetheless. But this vest looks very convincing. I would have definitely raised some eyebrows too. All right, somebody took a take a number grenade. You know, like you ever see those like prop grenades? It has like complaint department take a number, right? And it's supposed to like go in your office. It's super cheesy. All right, Lamar, you said I work for Allied too. Any more need a job? Inbox me. Oh yeah, you're in the security field, so you bounce around. You're at Allied. No, I'm tracking that as well. Hey, he's out there. You guys need a job with Allied Security? That's your man right there. Definitely look him up if you're looking for something in the security field. Definitely security. That's an episode, Lamar. You just inspired me with the security episode. Security, like crazy security guard stories. I'm gonna definitely get into that. See, I love this. I love this. All right, the TSA Instagram feed includes a surprising number of fake grenades confiscated from passengers. This joke prop encourages people to pull the pin, but the TSA didn't find it funny. All grenades are treated as real until the explosive experts can prove otherwise, which often leads to delayed flights and luggage. And yes, Chris, remember when we were rucking for the aerosol and I lied to you and told you was going to fail? I thought I was going to fail. I'm telling you right now, I will never forget that shit because it was kind of raining that day. It was drizzly. I had on basic training fucking boots to do this. I thought I was going to fail. I'm not even joking, but I appreciate it because it did psych me out. And I finished, I think, with like 2 or 3 minutes to spare. I will never forget that shit, man. You definitely pushed me. You should see this whole shit with air assault now, man. They're going too hard about this shit. I mean, hard. Pause. All right. Next one. Pointy iPhone case. Oh shit. Yeah, I still got it to a point, man. I don't know. I'm doing my best. Pointy iPhone case. This Transportation Security Administration is always on the lookout for passengers trying to sneak knives on the plane, either on their person or in their carry-on luggage. This Swiss Army style iPhone case did not pass inspection. The serrated knife appears on a no-fly list. So check this out. You know what a Swiss Army knife look like? Picture an iPhone case, just an iPhone case, but it has all the switches in the back of the attachment so you can fucking open it up. That they try to pass on to the plane. That would have been close, except they probably saw the things in the back and was like, no. All right, Lamar, you said you were in ROTC and we helped the 911 disaster. It was horrible. Then I went to the National Guard. I mean, how horrible was this 911 disaster? I mean, are we talking like at the 911 disaster? Are you talking about 9/11? I mean, I can only imagine shit. You know, there's still people like passing away because of 9/11, because of the inhalation of smoke and shit. Like that needs to be added to the number of people who actually passed on 9/11 because technically they got sick from the shit from 9/11. That should add up to the numbers of people who initially like died that day. But I don't know if they're doing that. But nonetheless, I'm pretty sure their families are being taken care of. All right, where was I on 9/11? I was in high school at the time. I was in music class, believe it or not. I will never forget that day. I always tell that story because I tell it like I've experienced it. It was crazy. I was in high school. I had to been I think I was in 10th grade at the time when it happened. It took me 4 hours to get home on a trip that normally takes about an hour. It was crazy. Everything was shut down that day. But no, I was in school at the time. I don't know. I love hearing those 9/11 stories. Like, where were you on 9/11? Where were you on 9/11? People were just like all over the place. Can you imagine like when you lived in Hawaii and 9/11 happened and you're sleeping, you wake up and this shit's already done. Like people were just everywhere doing whatever. All right, so you said you had to get a biopsy done. I lost teeth and the tumor is in my jaw. You dead serious? And that's from, did they say that was a result from 9/11? Like, no shit? Man, I'm telling you, man, I tell you what, man, like anybody who was down there were celebrities down there, everybody was down there, man. Like, people need to get checked out because that building had so much hazardous materials. It's ridiculous. And yes, asbestos. I think asbestos was banned after a certain year, but the World Trade Center was starting to be constructed around the 1960s, where asbestos was still a thing. It was still legal. But now it's not. They're no longer allowed to install asbestos. Asbestos is used for, it's like a flame retardant. It's like fiberglass. And you inhale enough of that shit, you're good as dead. Yeah, stay away from asbestos. A lot of our buildings here are still filled with asbestos. I'm sure the barracks on post is filled with that shit. Yeah, man, but yeah, that shit it takes a toll on you. It takes a toll. All right, and this last one, someone found a cannon barrel. The TSA found this hefty piece of war memorabilia. All right, shout out to Pabs real quick. He says, shout me out. Shout out to Pabs. Work with this guy. He's pretty funny. He's a little sus, but nah, he's cool. He's cool. Nah, shout out to Pabs for sure. Yes, and I have been following your Facebook. I see you every day. And I follow your TikTok, which you have like an immense amount of fucking followers on there. I don't know what you're doing. TikTok better be paying you for your content because you got a lot of fucking people on your TikTok, Lamar, and that's a good thing, man. Whatever you're doing, push the content out. Like I said, I will share. Like you put content out, I get it on your notification. Like you scratch my back, I scratch yours. I'll put your shit out there, man. But no, check out Lamar's TikTok page as well. Lamar Xavier Cargyle, pretty good dude, lives in Philly. Get a chance, check out what he's got, man. He's got some funny shit. He's got a lot of people following him, and he's got a shop and a store. As long as you're not selling weird shit, I'm looking forward to the store. Yeah, check him out though. Absolutely. I'm here to, you guys help me out. I'm here to help you out. I'm pushing everybody on to me. I'm like promoting everybody. Let's see. I'm at 1 hour and 26 minutes. This is the average now. An hour per show. This is it. It used to be a half hour. It's now an hour every single show. And it's because you guys push me to do an hour. I can't do 30 minutes no more. I just can't. It's not enough material. And it's not enough content that flows through here to fit all in a half hour. Can you imagine me doing this show in a half hour right now? It's impossible. I can't do it. All right, I'm going to find one more list. A very short list, though. I'm going to find a short list. Maybe like 8 or 10 strange things. But I have great items. I mean, what do you sell, for example? Give me one item that you do have on your on your TikTok page that you do sell. Hey, Chrissy, I see you popped up again. Hey, how you doing? Your husband here has given me quite a few ideas. I made him now my manager of this show, and I'm probably going to make him a mod. All right, cheesesteaks. You want me to do a show on cheesesteaks? Oh, Lamar, this would be perfect for you because Lamar, people, is from Philadelphia. Now, there's 2 steak places in Philadelphia that is always in competition. All right, you say you sell emergency batteries and jumper chargers. That comes in handy. People, you need these items. That's the perfect, go to him because nowadays you see what happened down south with the 2 hurricanes. These are things that people don't think they need, but they need. Now, those 2 steak restaurants, Pat's and Geno's. In fact, that's going to be an episode 2 because I always hear about these 2 steak Philly cheese spots. Pat's and Geno's are located in Philadelphia. All right, Pat's all the way. Mary, you been to these places before? You been to Pat's? I've never been to any of these places, but these places are super packed every single day. Shout out to Pat's and Geno's, Philly cheesesteak houses over in Philadelphia. I have never been there yet. However, though, I hear great things about this place. So Pat's, but you never tried Geno's, but you said Pat's is good. I might have to take you up on that offer. I got to go to Philly one day. I have not really been to Philly. I mean, I rode past it. I flew over it, but I've never been in it. So that's like a bucket list place. I know Chicago is definitely one of my favorite cities, but like Philly is on that to-do list. All right, Lamar, you said you're running a fall and winter special on the items. Yeah, man, pass it along. Pass it along. Just like get it out there. Like I said, I'll use this as a platform to get you promoted as well and get your items out there. So look this shit up, people. This stuff is pretty serious. Again, after these hurricanes, you might want to have these items in your house. It's serious shit. There's a lot of people that didn't even have fucking flood insurance down there. I bet now people will be aware, like, yo, and I've heard this quote best from one of the weather people. If it rains, it floods. So don't think because one day you get just a little bit of rain where you live out, you're not going to get a lot. Where it rains, it fucking floods. All right, Mario said, I link with Meek Mill when I go. Come on now. You really link with people? Yeah. All right. Hey, TikTok just said I did live for 90 minutes. Don't forget to take a break. Don't tell me what to do. And besides, the episode's almost done. All right. And then Lamar, you got generators and clothes. Yes, these are things that you guys are going to need, especially you live up north. You got blizzards. You got all types of shit. Generators are good. Clothes is good. Like I said, don't be ashamed. If you need clothes, get clothes. Like, that's just what it is, man. It gets cold out there. It gets fucking cold. All right, I'm going to do this last list. This is of USA Today. They wrote an article last January of 10 weirdest things that they found. Let's see if it's worth reading. Inert grenade, gun in the... Whoa, all right, I'll read this one real quick. There was one that kind of got me sold. Hold on, I'm going to read this real quick, people, and then I'm going to end the show because it's already 90 minutes. All right, again, I did at least an hour. That's the goal, right? All right, so this article was written last January, right? This is what the TSA find, right? I read 3 lists, starting from like 27 down to like this. Now I got a small list. Pequeño, right? Now, 10 weirdest things agents found at airport security in 2022, according to the TSA. All right, now, the first item they found was soiled money in crutches. The TSA agents discovered a pair of crutches stuffed with soiled money at the El Paso International Airport. When we say soiled money, what is it soiled with? Let me ask some of you guys this question, right? You find a $100 bill, but it's soiled in some weird liquid, whatever it is, or some substance. Are you taking that $100 bill and you keeping it? Or are you going to leave that shit there and just keep it moving? Okay, you said, did you see mine's about the blow-up doll? The guy got a seat for it. What? A seat for a blow-up doll? That's some freak shit. The blow-up doll. I've never dealt with a blow-up doll. I've known people that have dealt with blow-up dolls, but I've never dealt with that shit myself. Now, if you find a $100 bill covered in some substance, are you keeping the $100 bill? And no, Mario, I don't have a blow-up doll. But no, are you keeping that $100 bill if it's covered in something? I don't know. Everybody needs money, but there's certain things you just, you don't touch. All right, but yeah, apparently this money was soiled in something. I don't know what it is. Could be anything. I don't know. All right, number 9, an inert grenade. Again, I don't want people get caught with these things. You know it looks realistic. You know that you're going to get caught with it. And this is from a Milwaukee officer, TSA officer at Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport. Hey, Mario, that's your airport right there. They're finding inert grenades at your airport. I know that sounds familiar. Again, the Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport. Shout out to MKE. Yeah. Well, your airport's finding some crazy shit right now. This was found July 2022, a fake grenade. It says a hand grenade was found inside a carry-on bag at Milwaukee Mitchell Airport on July 29th. The grenade was found to be inert after the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Department bomb squad was called to the scene. Oh, no shit, Chrissy, you worked at that airport? No joke. So, were you like a screener? Did you work at any of the shops or anything like that? It sounds like a cool airport. That's pretty cool. I'm glad you're on the show. I need you and Mario to be on the show together sometimes because he recommended me this website called The Bad Dragon. It's crazy. It's got some shit on there. I don't know. It's got some stuff that had me terrified. Oh, you worked at a t-shirt stand. Okay, cool. All right, yeah, no, those airport jobs, they be pretty nice, though. I mean, you got to go through a lot to get these jobs because, you're dealing with, it's in a secure area. There's a lot of background checks. But nah, airports are cool, man. I applied for airport jobs so many times growing up as a teen or whatever. Never got them. All right, Mario said t-shirt stand. I still wear the shirts. Nice. Those are memorable. Don't lose those shirts. Don't lose the shirts. Look where you got them from. Timeless classics. All right, Lamar, I'm a comedian, y'all. No harm. I'm goofy. Oh, well, you're on the right show because I almost damn near crossed the border with TikTok with a lot of shit that I say. So I'm walking a fine line here. I already got banned the first day or two after I just premiered the show on here. So, yeah. Woo, from Cuba. Yeah, that's gonna be my retirement place. I've been thinking about that shit a lot. Like going back to the homeland. You said you crossed the border. Not that border. Not that border. And yes, please don't be banned. Don't stay banned. All right, next one. Someone found a cattle prod. Why are you carrying this on the plane is unclear. It says 3 cattle prods stuffed inside a passenger's carry-on guitar case was found on September 14th at the Dulles International Airport. The passenger was allowed to repack them in a checked bag, and he was able to take them. Yeah, he could be a farmer, or he might be a freak. Hey, some freaks use cattle prods on each other. You know, hey, if you're using a cattle prod on your significant other, yo, please, you guys are invited to Diddy's house. All right, I got one for you right now. You know how realistic video games are nowadays? Just imagine you finding a gun inside the PlayStation. Yes, people, someone stuffed a gun inside a fucking PlayStation. I'm not even kidding. And hell no, I got nothing to tell you, Lamar. I'm not in that shit. I don't bring cattle prods and fucking pig nipple rings. I don't do none of that. I'm a conventional old-fashioned guy. All right, now imagine you find a gun inside a PlayStation. You're playing for real now. It says a handgun hidden inside a gutted PlayStation console was discovered by a TSA agent at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta Airport. Officer Theodosia. Oh, wait, what's her name? Whoa, hold on. This is Atlanta. I got a name. Theodosia. 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 I feel like I'm in a fucking spelling bee. What the fuck kind of name is that? Cattle prods. Let me see your neck. Hey, yo. Look, I got nothing here. There's no cattle. Nobody's branding me. Well, I look like grade A beef. Pause. All right, somebody found a fucking PlayStation. A gun in the PlayStation. I'm sorry. Pause. A handgun inside a gutted PlayStation console was discovered by TSA agents in Atlanta. Officer Theodosia White said she flagged the PlayStation after it went through an X-ray and didn't show a mass of computer parts. I mean, that'll do it. Wow. And it shows the PlayStation, and so they gutted out all the circuitry out inside, out of the PlayStation and just put that in there. Don't you think like the smartest thing you could have done was put whatever you wanted to put in there and then put the circuit board on top so it looks like a PlayStation still? Come on now. Now they did write something. This was on Instagram. They did make a post about this shit. And it says this isn't a game. Of course not. Our officers at Hartsfield-Jackson, Atlanta International Airport powered down this passenger's poor packing choice. It's never an idea rated E for everyone to pack firearm parts or guns in a carry-on bag. We're not about to console anybody's feel. Oh, they had fun with this one. They were doing all types of puns and shit. They were having fun with this. Rated E for everyone. That's rated M for mature. Nah, but that's rated J for jail. That motherfucker in jail. All right, it says we're not about to console anybody's feelings on this topic either. Without going into graphic detail, gun parts, firearms, and ammo must be placed in checked bags. You'll control your travel destiny by declaring these items with your airline and ensuring they are packaged properly. Looking to get a one-up on your next adventure. Nice Mario fucking reference there. Level up with our friends, ask TSA, and they'll respond you to your travel questions. Trust us, they have the cheat codes to unlock infinite travel knowledge. They had fun with this one. They were like, fuck. They used every game reference and pun in that fucking post. All right, Lamar, you said, when I work for TSA, Lamar says, people, when I work for TSA, I got a lady who had Casa Marsu. It's a cheese with maggots. I quit that day. Oh, that sounds terrible. Wait a minute. Whoa. Did they? Okay, so they were flying out from there with this cheese? Or were they coming in with the cheese? Where do you even find this cheese here in the States? That's disgusting. If you're eating cheese with maggots, that's dangerous work. It's a fermentus. So it's like fermented cheese or... that's just fun. Ugh. I just felt a certain way. Maggots in your cheese. Oh, Fermunda cheese. Okay. I figured, Mario, you would know, man. Being where you're from, you got nothing but cheese up there. Coming from Southeast Brazil. Oh God. Oh, but well, that could have been illegal. They supposed to claim that shit at customs. Hey, yo. Nah, we ain't doing that. God. All right. Oh, my wife is called. She gonna be pissed because I'm supposed to tell her that I'm on the podcast. If I don't pick up the phone by now, she has to know that I'm doing this podcast. Anyway, number 6, drug scrunchies. Drugs hidden inside hair scrunchies were found in Boise Airport in Idaho. According to a video from TSA, when the drugs were found was not immediately known. You're like, Wes, scraping it for... Oh, God, don't even bring that dude up. That dude was just vividly crusty. Uncle Krusty right there. That man, yo, I'll never forget that dude. Oh, speaking of which, I got something to show you about one of our fellow 173rd alumni. I screenshotted this shit. This shit is crazy. Once I'm done with the show, I'm going to send it to you. It's I'm not even going to say names. I'll let you know about it. He's fine, but his situation is crazy. I'll get back to you on that one. All right, number 5. Someone found a knife in the laptop. All right, Lamar, you said I had to go. No, the maggots made the cheese creamy. It's illegal in the U.S. Look it up. Again, people, you're going to bring foods and shit to the States. You got to look it up to make sure it's illegal. I mean, it's legal. Sorry, not illegal. Because, again, a lot of these things are not FDA approved. Just keep that in mind. All right, a double-bladed knife hidden inside the casing of a laptop was discovered on November 15th at Richmond International Airport in Virginia. So they gutted out the fucking laptop. The screen is gone. Everything's gone, I think. Or is that the bottom part? Oh, that's the bottom part. And the knife is just taped into the laptop. What made you think like that was going to be good? What made you think that was going to work? All right, gun and medical sling. And then let me see. Oh, all right. I just skipped the number 4. This is number 3. Peanut butter firearm. Officers found disassembled parts of a handgun wrapped in plastic and a magazine loaded with ammo inside jars of peanut butter at JFK. Mom's like, you use what? Not no Jif. Oh, that's terrible. Lamar says she came off of Bangladesh Airlines. I knew it then. It was going to be some shit. Oh, God. Man, listen. Again, a lot of people bring a lot of shit back. That's just what it is. But like I said, I give it up to these TSA agents, man. You guys go through some shit. Like this next one. Number 2, a gun was found inside a chicken. Clock. Yeah, I know. That's crazy. November 7th, TSA agents experienced an unpleasantly early Thanksgiving feast when they discovered a handgun stuffed inside a raw whole chicken at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport in Florida. Hey, shout out to that airport. My wife and I have flown out that airport, I believe, or we picked up some people from that airport. But they found a weapon inside a raw chicken. Yeah. And yeah, I can only imagine Lamar working at the International Gate. Yeah, I can totally see that as the stories coming from that gate. It's not even the domestic. It's the international shit coming in. I can only imagine the shit that they find in that thing. And of course, number 1, or what about the dude in the there's a dude in the mattress. Somebody was found in the fucking mattress? It's possible. I mean, depends on how big this person is. You can fit in the mattress. And then number 1, the last thing, fentanyl candy. TSA officers confiscated about 12,000 pills from a suspect who had allegedly hidden them inside candy boxes and bags while going through the LA International Airport, according to the LA Sheriff's Department. And I'm done. All right, people. I'm about to wrap this up. I got to get a hold of my wife, too. I'm not sure if I'm going to do an episode. I didn't even flip a coin. Normally, I flip a coin right before the show to determine if there's going to be an episode tomorrow. So I guess I'll make a post that'll say whether or not there is an episode. Again, I have a really weird way of... wait, hold on. Send you a screenshot of what? The chicken in the weapon, or you talk about somebody sewn inside a mattress? That I gotta see too, because I didn't even know you could fly with mattress. Oh yeah. I got you. I will send that shortly after this episode is done. And Lamar, I'm always appreciative of your stories. Again, if you got stories based on the subject matter that I'm talking about in the show, yeah, absolutely run it down to me, because these stories is giving me inspirations. Like, you work security. So I know there's going to be some stories about security and security guards in particular places. That I'm going to have to conjure an episode on that as well. But now I had fun with this TSA one. I was just hoping my niece was on here, because she was actually the inspiration for this show. But like I said, I'm uploading episodes slowly but surely on YouTube. I have, for those who just joined, I have a YouTube page, the Daily Mind Podcast, which is going to upload all the streams that I've done so far and extra goodies to help promote the show and other videos and content. I'm working on it like I'm working on the TikTok one that is gaining momentum. So YouTube, I'm trying to do as well. All right, Lamar, you said, and yes, SEPTA and security, I have some stuff. Yes, when I do the security episode, I'm going to make a post. I'm going to start hinting when I do posts before episodes to kind of give you guys an idea of what I may be talking about. It depends. I don't know. I'm working on it. But when I do the security episode, hopefully you get the notification. Jump right in. Give me some security stories on the fly as I go. And then I read some shit off here. It will make for interesting topic conversation. So, yes. But hey, people, as much as I hate this part of the show, I got to go. And yes, we will absolutely do it. Not that way, though, but you know which way I'm talking about. All right. So, hey, thanks for joining the show. Mario, Lamar, thanks for you joining. This is your first time on the show. I hope you enjoyed it. Spread the love, spread the news. You know, brotherly love. It's the Philly way. Yeah, man, absolutely. Love you too, and you have a good night. Mario, thanks again as always. Chrissy, thanks for joining the show. Need more input from you, though, but it's all good. I'm just glad you took the moment to say hello. And everybody else that's joined on the show, Augie, thanks for all the likes. Again, people, again with the likes, I got 5.7K of likes. All right. When the likes come in too fast, once again, this is a PSA. They spam the likes. They hate on all the likes. All right. But that's just their algorithm on too many likes is spam. That's like you making too many posts on Instagram or Facebook. It comes up as spam. I had that before. I would post a lot of funny shit and then they spam it. They're like, nah, you're posting too much. We don't even know if you're a real person. All right. So, hey, thank you for sharing. Thanks for listening. And for those who haven't listened to the podcast, go on Spotify or whatever platform you have, the Daily Mind podcast, and then of course the YouTube channel. It's growing, right? It's growing. It's a growing medium, all right? So hey, thanks for listening. Enjoy the rest of your night, finishing up the show with 1 hour and 46 minutes. I don't think that's the longest episode, but I think I do have one that is long. All right. Have a good night. We'll do this again next time. Peace out, everybody. Yes, I will. Actually, no, just go on my profile. The YouTube link is there. So, yes, it has the, I think my Instagram link and YouTube link is on my profile. Just go on it, click it. It'll take you straight to the page, all right? Again, it's a work in progress. There's only just 2 videos on there. All the other episodes streamed will be uploaded in due time, 1 or 2 every single day. It's a lot of work on the network, all right? So, hey, thanks again. Have a good night. We'll do this again next time. Stay tuned for the next episode. Whether there'll be one tomorrow or not, you'll find out shortly. All right, everybody, have a good night. And, yeah, just don't bring weird shit on the plane, man. That's how you end up on the list. All right, have a good night. Ciao.